Sometimes when you're playing the game of Football Manager, you find two players, they've got similar kind of attributes, and then when they take to the pitch, they give you different kinds of results. And you're scratching your head trying to figure out why. Now, I found that using statistics in the game, this can certainly help us understand our players a bit more effectively. So I decided to take it a bit further. And I decided to stop playing the game with attributes. Yes, I completely removed attributes from my game and I started paying more attention to statistics. In doing so, I had to go into an entirely new direction with Moneyball. And on today's show, I'm going to explain how I set those things up and how I use certain metrics in the game to help me understand my team a bit better, and then use the same kind of metrics to go out there and find players who might be better than the guys I have in my squad. If you want accurate statistics in the game, you need to set your leagues to playable. In the game itself, there are plenty of statistics. You can get them from the data hub. You can also find information on specific players by going to reports, coach report, and you find more detailed information. Here, your coaches give you this kind of information. They can help you understand your players a bit more effectively. So I've got this save with Palermo wins Serie A, and I've been playing the game without any attributes. So I needed a way for me to assess my squad whenever I take to the pitch, who's playing well, who's not playing well. I needed information that was easy to access. So let me start with something really simple. This is a view that I use whenever I want to decide who's going to be playing matches. I'm not going to explain every area of this screen, but I'm going to just focus on this area where I've got appearances, game wins ratio, total team conceded per 90, team goals per 90, play of the match, assists and goals. This is the area that I focus in when I want to decide who's going to be playing a game. Of course, we've got average rating in last 5 games. Whenever you have these two side by side, when a player has got a higher last 5 game rating than he has average ratings, usually means that the player is on a streak, right? So if his last 5 games are higher than his average rating, he's generally doing better in the last couple of matches. So I would like to pay attention to those kind of numbers. Now here we've got team conceded and team goals and game wins ratio. This is to help me understand whenever I pair players together. A really good example of this was what happened in the start of the season. We had Tobias Augustin Anderson paired with Pirola. Now Pirola's game win percentage was only 52. Now when I started playing it with Ramiro Hernandez, the percentage was actually 59. Together these two players are doing quite well. This alone made me do a deeper dive into the player himself. So I went to look to find out why Lorenzo Pirola wasn't playing so well. So what I'm doing right now is I'm combining aspects of the data hub with using a spreadsheet. Here I've got the data hub, which gives me a good view of how my team is doing in general. Now we're kind of like conceding 1.16. Expected goals against per game is 1.33, which is kind of high. And I knew that defensively we were having an issue. So that's the reason why I started looking at the defensive numbers. And that's how I identified Pirola as one of the possible issues that I had in the team. So I created this spreadsheet. It's a more updated one than the one I posted on the forums. The guys on Discord already have it. But I want to just explain certain things very quickly. We've got basic information on the players here. We've got stuff like their height, their average ratings, the minutes they've played so far this season, their wage. Of course, we've got the scoring metrics here. Now I've opened this up. There's a bit more information. Then we've got stuff like dribbles, fouls, crossing attempts. And then we've got the defensive metrics over here. These are all the defensive actions in the game. Finally, towards the right, I've got my calculations, and then I reflect this with a score. So I give my players a certain score. They've got like striking scores, they've got creative scores, they have defensive scores. I even have gone as far as calculating metrics for wingers and inside forwards. Now this is still very much a work in progress. I'm probably going to come up with something more different in a few weeks' time. Let's take a look at the situation I was faced with. Remember, we had something wrong with our defense. Now when I looked at my players, Tobias Augustin Anderson, who's here, all right, he is 7.694. It's a defensive score. It's pretty solid. But I was pairing him with this player, Lorenzo Pirola, whose defensive score is 5.874. Now, this is something that I have this problem in the game. I'm a romantic. I'm sentimental. Pirola and Augustin Anderson have been playing for something like 3 seasons. They're a solid pair. But I was so mesmerized by Pirola's ability to do key tackles. I wasn't looking at the rest of the numbers. But when I started looking at the numbers of an Excel spreadsheet, they jumped up at me. I had to start playing Ramiro Hernandez and Tobias Augustin Anderson in defense if I want to see us do a lot better. So I'm also looking for an inside forward. I've got the spreadsheet made up. We're looking for somebody who has got a decent striking score and a creative score as well. So we're looking at the numbers here. This is my inside forward metric. It measures things like how many times they've been brought down as well. So I measure the fouls, their dribbles, their take-ons, and the ability to finish. And if I'm ranking all the players from largest to smallest, then we've got like a couple of players that are standing out. We've got this player, Tony Tapper-Holter and Leones. These are the two that we're going to probably send scouts to check out all these four players because their numbers are quite prolific. I like this 1.1, 1.40. I'm not too sure about him, 0.7. It is reflected in his XG. Striking score is not very good. But these two players have got pretty good striking score. This third player is not bad as well. He also has got a good striking score. So we're probably going to look out. We're going to probably send scouts off for all the top 5 players. And then from these top 5 players, we're going to pick somebody. I'm pretty certain we're going to be able to find somebody from here. This is Hamido Konta's scout report. Now, I know some of you have suggested me not playing with current ability and potential ability stars as well. Well, that seems a bit hardcore. If you enjoy playing the game your way, by all means, have fun. I like playing the game this way, so I'm going to have fun too. And here, the scouts reckon that he has got agility, he is strong, he has got stamina, but he also is chronically one-footed. Something I don't really like because I need him to play on the right flank. He is very strong with the left foot, but he cuts inside from the left wing. I mean, we could play him here, but I'm a bit concerned at the fact that he may not be everything that we need. I mean, he's got strength, he's got stamina, he's got agility. I'm not convinced. Leones's scouting report was a bit more interesting because he's got jumping reach, he's got a good personality, he's going to drop into the core group of my squad, so adaptability is not going to be an issue. The only thing, maybe he's got a competitive streak, but I don't think that is going to be too big of a deal. We'll be able to play him wide right. He's got a very strong left foot. He can cut inside from both wings. It's basically what I was looking for. From my Excel spreadsheet, those are the 2 players I identified, and I'm going to be zooming in on Leones. Well, I always knew that spreadsheets were going to be my undoing. Yes, I'm back in this again, and I swore I wasn't going to be playing with spreadsheets anymore, but it's been fun. I mean, I've seen certain things. I'm enjoying it completely, especially not playing with attributes, because all I do is look at these spreadsheets and I go, wow, why didn't I sign this player? Or wow, why did I not play him in the starting 11? And this is going to be interesting because last season we came really close for the Champions League spots. Hopefully, with a few of the changes I'm going to make for next season, we can make it to Europe again, but this time in the Champions League. I hope you enjoyed today's show and found it useful. If you have any questions, you guys know where to find me. Once again, stay safe, take care of each other. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.